this game. So what do you say, Devem? Shall we get this thing started?
Yeah, let's go.
It's time for the 1v1 Elite Show. It's time for the 1v1 Elite Showdown. Hello there and welcome. We are live in Game 1 of the semi-finals of the 1 vs 1 Elite Showdown. I'm here in the north with Isildur playing as Brits. Who do we find in the south? My co-caster Devem.
On the south, we have Noggano playing as OKW.
Oh, we do indeed. This, of course, is a commander ban-orientated tournament. We can confirm the bans very shortly indeed. Hang on one moment. Just going to pause and get them up on my screen. I know that's a little bit unprofessional, but I don't want to show the Steam chat on stream. So the vetoes. Noggano has vetoed the Valentine and the new Brit commander. Isildur's gone for Command Panther and Overwatch. So there you go. And what does that leave us with, Devem? For Isildur, I can see the following regiments. Royal Engineer, we've got Special Weapons, and we've got Tactical Support. What's Noggano got?
So Noggano's got a new commander, the Grand Offensive, Luftwaffe, and Scavenge Doctrine, which, you know, they are three commanders that are still very powerful for OKW, even if they don't have the Command Panther in that loadout.
Very interesting. The map, of course, is crossing in the woods. I mean, Devem, you used to love playing on this map. You used to make some great aggressive pushes. But what I see this map as, it's a very wide map, and it just means that the players are really stretched. Their micro and their attention has to be in multiple areas of the map, more often than, say, Fame and Villain Crossroads. Would you agree with that assessment?
Yeah, I agree with that. You can see that the fuels are very far apart, so usually it's very hard to get both of the sides at the same time. And it's also usually a great OKW map because they can get a lot of units out early and they can get a lot of capping power.
Certainly, and I also find with OKW it's great for putting the trucks behind the hedgerows, and
Oh yeah.
you can get them a little bit further up than you usually can. And then of course the Schwerpanzer headquarters truck is pretty well defended. But then again, Brits, they're great behind green cover. This map offers a really nice line of green cover, pretty much following the entire river. Well, it used to be a river, now it's a series of ponds. But you know what I mean, it's going to be a good one. In terms of build orders, obviously we've got Isildur going for the UC, nothing unexpected there.
Yeah, it's pretty standard start from both players, I would say. Right now the map is being split by the players, so each one of them has one of the fuels. And we also see a Brent carrier being built.
Yeah, Brent carrier, of course. Devem and I are Co-1 veterans. It's now more of a Vickers carrier, but still, we're going to call it what we know it.
We see a push in the center, yeah.
Yeah, we do indeed. 2 Fudge Grenadiers, but nice backpedaling from Isildur. He did quite a bit of this, just anchoring his positions yesterday, Devem, keeping territorial control. And, it's what you want to do. Here comes the UC to offer manpower, a very manpower-efficient support fire.
You can see the Stun Pioneers are still on the right, waiting for a unit to go into the fuel. But Isildur isn't going for the fuel, he's going to cap off the manpower point and get off the fuel.
Yeah, it's always a good one as well, It's a good point to take. It's quite well out of the firing line, and it's pesky, It's the kind of thing that pisses you off. But then again, look in the northwest, yeah. Noggano's doing the exact same.
They are basically mirroring each other at the moment.
Very much alert, and here we go. We've got the Vickers K-mount variant. Gives the Fudge Grenadiers some issues. First truck hasn't deployed quite yet, and Isildur's going to know that.
The Brand Carrier helping out with the Volksgrenadier here on the left. It's going back to base.
Oh yeah. Meanwhile in the east, Stern Pioneers again really struggling to advance on the Tommies without losing a soldier on the way.
I would say the game is still pretty even right now. Yeah, both are taking heavy losses on the squads that were on the capping points of the manpower to get off the field.
Tommy's really lucky to escape with 3 soldiers intact there.
Finally, mechanized coming up.
There we go. So early
What
looks.
surprise.
Yeah, I know, right? Noggano going for mechanized. He told me that he was thinking of playing a lot of Wehrmacht this tournament, but I think the OKW players have thought, well, getting a Panther out 4 minutes later, maybe it's not the complete end of the world. You know,
Exactly.
maybe the game is still viable without call-in meta. Who knows? Just now you have to wait a little bit, you know. It's a slight hindrance for the OKW steamroller.
We now see a bit of capping from both players while the squads come back from base.
Yeah, just a little momentarily lulls in activity as they go on their reconnaissance missions and get some resources. Confirm we've got the med packs on the Tommies here, just getting healed up. UC's been a menace as usual, but this nice little L shape of sandbags there. The differing sand.
Protection.
Oh!
The brand carrier now has to be careful though with the Foss because of mechanized.
Yeah, not that it's going to need to. Oh, here we go. We've got a cut-off attempt. Three Tommy squads coming in. Looks like he's going to go for the standard territory points. Meanwhile, two-man Tommy squad with a little miniature blob from Noggano. Nice body blocking.
That was a late retreat from the Tommy squad. Is he going to get punished?
Oh, he's going to get very punished. Just on negative cover. They're constantly elbowing him in the face and shooting him in the back. And that's a dead Tommy.
That's bad.
He even tried to get the suppressive fire off from the UC, but it wasn't successful. And of course, a Tommy, it's a 280 manpower investment. That's
yeah. And it feels extra bad to lose that against OKW player because, you know, they usually have tons of squads and losing each squad means that you get overrun by the blob even further.
Well, it certainly seems that could be the case. We've got a very Talisman-esque 4-Folks Grenadier build. I don't know why it's Talisman-esque, but it was always remarkable that we were seeing more than 3 in GCS 2, so I've kind of said, well, vintage Talisman! You know what I mean, though, and so that's going to delay the Lukes a tiny bit, but there's still the Panzer II train. I tell you what, though, go on.
Yeah, it's also important to point out that Noggano was able to cap both fuels for a good while there, while all of this was happening.
Oh, UC in peril, Rakettenwerfer waiting, here we go. Unveils, fires, hits! Oh, it survives! Only just.
1 HP.
Oh my. Nice incendiary round there, but the Sten Gun Royal Engineers force forward regardless. Force them off. Isildur's managed to somehow keep fuel all this time. So this is what he was doing against Captain S. Price a lot yesterday, Devem. He was just, you know, really difficult to push off the map. You know? Even with squad losses.
Just the Tommies are so resilient, you know? Especially when in green cover.
Well, he knows he's down on his chips a little bit. He's going to get the 6-pounder out as a precaution. He's wise to do so.
Yeah, I think that's because Noggano was able to cap the fuel earlier on and get both of them. So now he feels like he needs AT gun for the mechanized.
I just find it novel that Noggano is just hoping that the, like, I think the accuracy against infantry is like half of, you know, of a millionth of a percent or something. Just hoping maybe he'll get the model snipe. Maybe it'll be like Co-1, you know.
Sometimes it happens.
So it can happen. It's just like
yeah. Sometimes also the planes come crashing down and can take squads.
Yeah, well, 2 squads sometimes. I've seen it happen. It's crazy, right?
Yeah, same. So you never know.
You never know. Tommy's pushed away. Meanwhile, in the east, got Stern Pioneers versus another infantry section. Going to go for the fuel decap, so the infantry section is going to come to deal with it. And Noggano's starting to get MG34s out just to help his build. So Von Ivan's probably watching this game with a degree of interest because he was up against Isildur's Brits on this very same map, and he had trouble with the OKW trying to get the MGs to do their job, etc.
Also, I think that Noggano was pretty smart with the double MG, just because obviously Isildur was waiting for a light vehicle and he built an AT gun and now it's useless.
Yes. I always love doing that as myself. Whenever your opponent gets something that's really, you know, an anti-tank, it's just great to say, okay, I'm going to go for an infantry-based build. You know, it's ultimate BM.
Yeah, exactly. It's pretty smart, and we got the MG. Yeah, almost killing the Brand Carrier. Has to back away.
Has to back away and get the hell out of dodge. You know, well, we've got Royal Engineers. The upgrades just looking to further harass, and that's what I say about the resilience of Isildur. I know he's playing as Brits, which lend themselves to resilience, but he does a good job of just keeping territorial control and protecting himself. And saying that, though, he throws a cheeky grenade, gets a few MG support weapon wipes, but he himself was in danger. Meanwhile, the suppression still lingers. That MG is a badass. Does finally die, however.
Yeah, the suppression coming in at the right time, and we also have 5-man Tommy squads. So also not surprised with that one.
Oh, he's about to re-get the suppression. There you go. The UC's back in action, though. Loving this high-level play.
Oh, and the Tommy squads are keeping the Rocketten away, so the Brand Carrier can work on the MG.
Nice work. Good prioritization by Isildur. Let's check out the Western engagement. Looks like just Royal Engineers causing a nuisance. They are going to be able to get the cap. No, they're not. Okay, maybe not. Meanwhile, Tommy's through the center there, then.
Oh, they're going for the cutoff, yeah.
Good play by
Isildur is
Isildur.
playing, yeah, he's playing pretty well here.
Did you hear that Von Asten was, you know, he was politely saying, hey, I think you need to understand that Isildur, I consider him a top-level player. He might not play many 1-versus-1 tournaments, but, you know, he's Von Asten's scrim partner, apparently, and he regularly beats Von Asten.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. I also screamed him, I think it was for GCS too, and he was also a very good player. Unfortunately, he didn't go for the tourney, because he couldn't.
No, he did not. He didn't check in once. You see! Goes for the squad wipe and gets taken out by the Crouching Tiger, Hidden Rocketten.
Oh, he got greedy there. I think first big mistake, maybe second with the Tommy squad wipe, but yeah.
Yeah, I suppose the Universal Carrier is of limited use in the late game, I guess.
Yeah, it was. It was a matter of time, really.
Yeah. So we won't hold that one too much against him. It's kind of dramatic, though. I loved like the drama of the infantry filling in from the center all the while. The UC was getting too greedy. It's kind of cool.
I think that Noggano is probably planning on going, yeah, straight to tier 4. It's
Yeah.
probably because there's no command panther, so now the strategy changed a bit where you go for tier 4 earlier.
Well, you know, the OKW Panzer IV's never been a bad tank, you know.
Yeah, it hasn't. Especially against Brits, I feel like the Cromwell doesn't do much against the P4.
Also, it's not a bad map for a Jagd Panzer IV. I know it sounds crazy, and it's not meta, but it is crossing in the woods, and it's got those long sight lines. So he probably won't do that. I'm just saying it's a possibility.
Yeah, it's a high possibility actually. Depends on what Isildur goes for, really. But usually it's a very efficient unit here.
Nice suppression by the MG34, keeping the Tommy squad down on the ground. Meanwhile, in the center, Folksgrenadier is keeping the victory point because it has been a triple cap for the meantime.
Now Noggano is starting to really get a hold of the map with the double MG, one on each side.
Isildur just can't push through this. Gonna need
and with tier 4 coming up, I feel like Noggano has now a good advantage.
He does. Strategically, you think he's solid as a rock at this point, and
yeah.
Noggano is one of those players that grows into the late game with increasing confidence on a regular basis. I remember in GCS2 qualifying South Crossroads as Soviets. It didn't matter if he lost the early game, even the mid game. You couldn't get rid of him, you know?
Yeah, it's about keeping MP losses to a minimum.
Nice
So
mine there, killing two Sternbite just as they click out the minesweeper. It's like
he swept them with the face and then
just look at the crawling soldiers. It's like, you had a minesweeper all this time, you didn't tell me. It's like, yeah, I did. I'm running off now. Oh god.
How about the map control? This is really hurting Isildur.
It really is. Isildur, despite his great you know, plays at times. A couple of wipes is all Noggano needs to ascertain a
The
distinct
B4 is so
advantage.
close.
Oh, look at that. His fuel counts in higher and higher.
It's rocketing up.
It is. Double fuel income, 39 per minute. He'll have a Panzer IV out in no time, and then Isildur really will be under the cosh.
Not sure if I should call this too early, but that
Well, no,
B4 is going to hurt.
Call it as you see it. I mean, our chat are very intelligent viewers. They're all seasoned Company Heroes 2 viewers. You know, the fake hype is I'm often, you know, a perpetrator of fake hype. But no, it's very important to you know, maintain integrity. In this position, Noggano's looking very strong. And he's exposing some of Brit's weaknesses, in all honesty. They're very static. When there's machine guns, it's very difficult to push on through the machine gun fire because, you know, they don't have a mortar, basically, a mobile mortar.
Yeah. If you see right now, he's losing all the infantry engagements, and when the P4 comes into the field, it's going to be hard for him to protect that AT gun just because of that.
Tell you what,
So
though, I mean, Isildur in the late game is going to have the Vanguard Operation Crocodile. If he can get 2 6-pounders out and maybe he can protect 1 victory point just about, you know, he still have a comeback potential in this game thanks to the call-in.
yeah, I think that's the only way Isildur has to come back is he needs to focus on one side of the map, plant some mines, and wait for him to do a mistake with the P4.
It's worth remarking, by the way, as soon as I said it, I was like checking the commander and I realised, of course, he does have access to a mortar. So maybe he should use it. That's all.
Mortar is actually pretty annoying.
Yeah, it could have been on this map. It's a very good map for it. So, I suppose I was just thinking he didn't. He clearly does have that commander. Oh, here we go. We've got our first tank action coming out from Isildur.
Oh, Noggano is actually going for the Panther.
That's really interesting. He has so much anti-infantry, though, with the 4 Foes
Yeah,
Grenadiers.
exactly, that's why.
Very safe build order from Noggano.
Probably thought that Isildur didn't go for the AEC, so he had some fuel saved up. So that Cromwell came in a bit sooner than expected.
Got the Royal Engineer Recovery Squad filtering out from the east, but as we say, Isildur is heavily cut off at this point.
I expect that Panther to coming in to start being built soon. I mean,
the Panther's going to be such a hard counter for this Cromwell. This Cromwell now has
yeah, it's probably not going to do anything.
any window of opportunity whatsoever. In fact, Noggano could even bring on the Tiger.
And it already met the Raketen in the center, so it's already off HP.
Didn't even get a kill. Forced away immediately thanks to 2 Rakettenwerfer penetrations.
Oh, it's going to be the Tiger.
Oh yeah, the
it's
big
going to be
boy.
even worse.
Always exciting because it's an OKW Tiger Devam. I know we've had Tigers since Beta Co 2, but this is different. It's an OKW Tiger. Super cool.
Even better than the Tiger Ace.
And here he is, the big boy. 64 tons of Tiger. I'm not going to give it a hype intro because this game's pretty much over. He is a big tiger.
That Cromwell doesn't know what's coming.
Oh, you better get out of there, Cromwell. Think of your children.
He's feeling confident with the Cromwell. He doesn't know. Oh, what?
Didn't pursue. Oh my god!
Raketen on the other side, that's why.
Nice work there. Where was that pesky Raketen? It was all the way on the east side. I didn't expect that shot. On the east side, the Raketen took out the Cromwell. Tiger watches on. It was a attacking Tiger, hidden Rakettenwerfer. Very cool move by Noggano. And Isildur throws in the towel. Game 1.
Very fast game. 18 minutes. I think that Noggano played this very well. Like, he had an early wipe as well. And he kept control of the fuel so he could rush his Tiger.
Yeah, let's just show the viewers the graphs. There we go. Oh, Noggano with an expert play at the end there. GG.
It's time for the 1v1 Elite Show. It's time for the 1v1 Elite Showdown.
Jesus Christ, 18
Yeah.
minutes.
18 minutes. It's incredibly balanced. Super Tiger, 18 minutes, what we love to see. The reason that I was really hyped when people voted in this as the tournament parameter for the commander bans, I was like, finally, the death of call-in meta. And then Relic was
Here we go
like,
again.
wait, call-in meta? You want more call-in meta? Have some more.
Colin Meta always finds a way.
Why can't I hold all this call-in meta? Oh god, there we go.
But well, he's still basically outplayed Isildur
Oh yeah.
like at every turn. That's why he was able to do that. So usually you don't have those KDAs with the OKW versus UKF matchup.
Well, as I say, it was a complete. I'm not going to say stomp because it certainly wasn't, but it was just a comprehensive victory by Noggano. It was, uncontested, and he pretty much just rocked that one. This is a best of 5 today, so it's first to 3, of course. So it's obviously 1-0 up for Noggano now. So he's got plenty of comeback potential for Isildur. And as I say, maybe Brits were exposed there at this like top level of play, Devon, because we know Noggano is on form, and he's always been top 5
I
worldwide.
think it's also a matter of the map that they're playing in. Crossing in the Woods was always kind of an Axis map. And because the map is so big, it's usually harder for Brits to get the same mobility that OKW has. It's pretty hard to match.
For the commander bans, I was like, finally, the death of call-in meta. And then Relic was
But
like,
then again, I
wait,
think
call-in
that
meta?
Isildur maybe should have went for a Vickers to secure one of the sides.
Yeah. Sorry, just watching a few of the clips that we've had come in during that. Maybe play this one. Ishtori's clipped this one. Perfect timing, it says. Have a little look. Got here.
By keeping MP losses to a minimum.
Nice
So
mine there, killing 2
Yeah.
Stone is just as they
Yeah, the
click out the
Minesweeper.
minesweeper. It's like,
Like, why do you need the Separate Minesweeper upgrade when you
Let's
can just
look
sweep
at
the mine
crawling soldiers. Like,
with
you
your
had a
men?
minesweeper all this time, you didn't tell me. It's like, yeah, I did.
By keeping MP losses.
That's
to
really
a
funny.
minimum.
Okay, that's a good one. So yeah, at least we're having the funny memes instead of comebacks and stuff.
Yeah.
Just game 1 though, and we've never actually seen Isildur in a tournament, especially in this stage of a 1 versus 1 tournament at least.
I don't know Isildur that well, so I'm not sure how well he's going to bounce from a loss. But I hope that, like, if his mentality is strong enough, he's just going to come into the next game with a fresh mind, and he's going to try to play his best again.
Yeah, we saw you do it yesterday in your game 2 against Jove. After game 1, you were destroyed by lots of artillery and lots of skill plane crashes. So in game 2, you came out rocking with Wehrmacht, and you were like, "Fuck this, let's get out the big boys."
Yeah, usually if you know that you're confident in a matchup, you don't have any reason to worry about, even if you're down 1 game or 2 games. It all comes down to mentality, really. Although that game 1, Jesus, that LFH. It was
You
like
had no
wiping
counter
squads everywhere.
either. I know.
Yeah.
It's like, what were you gonna do? Because it was so far behind the Schwerpanzer headquarters, and I was just like theory crafting in my own head. What could he even do here?
I was thinking on going there with the IS-2, just like a quick flank and take it out when the Panther was low HP, but he never kind of gave me that chance since he was being so aggressive.
Oh. And to be honest, some of those shells that were landing weren't even in the cone of fire. They were just like, the scatter range was just crazy. It was just like...
Yeah, it was. I think it took like 1 pinel, like super far away from the place he had aimed it at. And I was like, what the hell?
Yeah.
Also that T-70 taking shots from the from the artillery every time for some reason.
Yeah, it was never full health, and it was just like completely pushed back for a long time. Let's just have a look at...
We see that the bans have come in from both of them.
Oh, good. Pray tell, what have we seen?
So we got obviously from Noggano the Command Panther ban and Overwatch. So we know that Isildur is going OKW now. And Isildur banned Mechanized and Airborne. So Noggano is going with USF
Oh, we
for
played
game 2.
played really well as USF yesterday. One of the only players I know that actually played them. So yeah, what was I gonna say next? Ah, yes. Thank you everybody who donated yesterday. We've reached our, our goal for the bracket for the prize pool. Every single penny of donations went into the prize pool, increasing it to $600 for the winner, 250 for second, and 90 each for third and fourth. Well, minus $10, but I wanted it to be those figures because that makes the most sense in terms of prize pool. If you wanted to donate and it was going to the prize pool, that's kind of ended now because this is like I don't want to say small, but it's like just a nice medium-sized tournament. Don't want any crazy $1,000 prize pools because there's been no qualifying events. It's just been a 16-player tournament over this weekend. So I think $600 is the perfect amount for it to be hype and not be too crazy. If you still want to donate, I've noticed there's a Steam sale in Steam, and I was going to give each of the referees like a Steam gifted game if they wanted. But that's entirely up to you, and just see it as a tip. So yeah, that's that. And let's see, DevM, if... Oh, and the casters as well, so that would count for DevM and Tightrope as well, of course. The game is up. We've got 3 minutes till it goes live, so let's have a tiny little break. I'm just going to go grab a drink, and we'll be right back.
Okay, same.